back at it. Haven't done this in a while. Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Maya Jr. I ended up starting a podcast called Harsh. Uh, Make a long story short, I aim to pivot from that, and through reading other rare medical forums, I've realized that there's other rare metabolic and rare medical diseases and conditions in general. So instead of fighting just one topic, I now would like to cover a wide range of rare medical conditions in general. This platform is just to give people a voice to feel like they can be heard and to realize we're all fighting different fights in this lifetime. Maybe we can all help each other out. This means that there's new stories, uh, new information, education, so many different opportunities out there. But it made me realize that we're all fighting a different fight, and maybe we should all just fight it together. According to Nord and certain other rare medical case platforms, if it's not cancerous or contagious, then we're all just kind of pushed to the bottom of the totem pole. And hopefully, through awareness, discussion, education, and I guess you could call them dreams or hopeful thinking, maybe we can shift that narrative one story at a time, one round at a time, one fight at a time. Though it's a harsh reality, while dealing with it. Thank you, everybody. I hope you're looking forward to the new episode and the new podcast, Harsher Than Harsh. It's a harsh reality. Life hits hard, but we can hit harder. All right, guys. So, on here, yeah, like I was saying, this is basically going to be like a pivot from Harsh. Harsh was mostly just centered around malodorous medical conditions, bringing awareness, um, potential cures, treatments, things of that nature, and most importantly, a platform for people suffering with them and doctors, if I could ever get more than one, to basically talk about their theories, their hypothesis, their testimonies, uh, their ideal picture for to how to get these things treated and to get these things on a, I guess you could say, a larger platform. But upon looking through more forums, like rare medical case forums on Facebook and Reddit and other social media platforms, I've come to realize that there's so many more medical conditions that we have no idea what they are, who all has them statistically, not even just malodorous conditions. So like everyone in the malodorous community, we know about like Dr. George Preddy and his hypothesis before he had passed away in 2020. And I think statistically, for a lot of these conditions, even outside of malodorous medical conditions, maybe there's a lot more people suffering with these things than what we fully realize. And hopefully, through education, awareness, and I'll be honest, like the more I keep reading about this stuff, I'm growing more curious. And I would also kind of like to learn about other rare medical conditions because dealing with bromhidrosis and potentially TMAU or whatever else I have going on. I'm still searching for answers. This journey's not over. Uh, According to the good Lord up above, we just got to keep trucking along and having faith and do what we can to journey forward. And I feel like this is a great way to pivot off of that. Harsh is never going to fully go away. I just want to make that clear. Harsh is always going to exist. Um, it was getting harder to find people to interview there for a while. So I did pump the brakes and I was working on some personal projects that hopefully will see the light of day in the near future. But until then I'm gonna stay kind of silent about that. Um S yeah, but harsh is never gonna fully go away, that's always going to exist, and it was getting really hard to find people to interview consistently. For the most part, I was pretty much only having success in interviewing women, Uh, and I'll just be brutally honest. Me personally, I don't really care who I can interview as long as I can interview to get perspectives and things of that nature. Because long before the medical condition, well, I guess I could say a little after the medical condition, I was going to school or going to college to either be an archaeologist or for journalism. So that's why, at least from a journalistic perspective, I personally don't really care so much about like gender, race, sexual orientation, religious values, things of that nature when it comes to interviewing someone to gain their perspective. But I know that audiences, most of the time, they care, and that can make a key difference in helping, I guess you could say, roll the ball or to get things moving because someone out there, maybe they're too scared to speak up about it, or so they view that person as some sort of correlation or relation as to what they have going on, and in their eyes, that's somebody that looks like them, acts like them, so some sort of correlation. And it just made me kind of realize, oh well, to finish harsh, my bad, getting off track. Uh, it was getting really hard to find males to interview. Anytime I asked anyone on the Meebo or anything, they would just kind of pass up, which I guess I kind of get it because the embarrassment and things of that nature are not really wanting to make yourself vulnerable in that capacity. So I am understanding of that. But reading all these other rare medical forums and research forums, medical trials, things of that nature, it made me realize, well, dang, even though we're stuck in this boat, and yeah, things suck, and I hope we do get awareness for these malodorous medical conditions. Like maybe there's more hardcore versions of SIBO or uh, TMAU, bronchidrosis, halitosis. Uh, there's that one where you sweat real bad. I don't know them all. Crohn's disease, all that good stuff. But there's so many more other conditions out there that I frankly have never heard of, and I'm sure many of you have never heard of them either. I feel like, well, like if we're going to give history lessons, or I guess you could say, offer perspectives on what it's like to have a malodorous condition, why not offer fresh perspectives, a platform, a voice, education, awareness for people with other rare medical conditions, whether that be diseases, cancers, um, I don't care if it's metabolic, genetic, I don't really care, I just kinda wanna learn about it, offer some education, not even just for the audience, but even for myself, and, I think it'd be a really neat opportunity. To be honest, I don't really know what all is gonna come of it. Um, I'm hoping I'm hoping it'll do decently well, not expecting anything too crazy. But I've really missed podcasting. I miss talking to people. Um, in day to day life, I'm not super social. I'm social when I have to be, or if I already know the person. But I really like hearing fresh perspectives and diving into the minds and the thought processes of other people, and just gaining fresh perspectives and maybe seeing things in a lens that I hadn't really considered quite yet, or maybe I was too afraid to look in that direction. So yeah, I think this is going to be neat, entertaining. Um, I'm welcome to any suggestions. If you want to leave anything in the comments, whether it be on Podbean, YouTube, Facebook, it doesn't matter. I'm going to try to explore the other social media platforms. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can. It's just Chris Myatt Jr., I believe. You'll see a picture of me in a white t-shirts and khakis and a black tie. I'm just dressed up. Um, but yeah, trying to get this stuff out there, give people a platform. Um, man, I don't know where this is gonna take or where this is gonna lead, or this is one of those things that'll be kind of like a few episodes and done, or what. But I'm gonna find a way to juggle both harsher than harsh and harsh. And the reason this one's gonna be called harsher than harsh is because we're all kind of underdogs, right? It doesn't matter if it's a malodorous medical condition, uh, a metabolic, a genetic. Um, some sort of rare hormone deficiency. It doesn't really matter. Some form of rare cancer. In my eyes, it doesn't really matter because according to Nord and certain other medical platforms, since it's not contagious or if it's not something that's viewed as a priority, then we're all just stuck at the bottom of the totem pole. So instead of just griping and complaining, why not stand up and talk about it? And yeah, I get stuff like this, you don't really want to talk about it. Like, I'll be honest, I don't really enjoy talking about how I smell bad and stories about people said I smell like fish being a dude or smell like shit, and then people associate that with like homosexuality and things like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got two options in life. Instead of the typical thing of sink or swim, you either can stand up and say something, or you can be quiet and keep complaining. And when you put it in a very blunt and real perspective like that, I think more people should just stand up and talk about it, even if that means you want to facially remain anonymous and what have you, for your sake, your family's sake, privacy reasons. I get it. World can be cruel, cool, but I still think we should talk and we should make these things a little bit more common knowledge. I mean, it's truly a damn shame that in today's time, a porn star can go on a podcast and people can openly talk about wild sexual escapades and all this stuff. But yet, if you talk about something real like a medical condition, you just get silenced or you get looked at like you're a weirdo. Like if you're trying to stand up for something real, something that could really make a difference or really matter, it's like people don't want that anymore. And I'm hoping through stuff like this, maybe we can shift that narrative through other guests, maybe future co-hosts or people that might be reoccurring guests. You never know. I don't really know what the direction is with this. I just know that a fresh perspective and something to pivot off of instead of just focusing on the malodorous side of things, just rare medical conditions in general. Maybe we all can help each other out and help be that beacon of light in such a dark world. And don't really have too much else to say after that. Um, Again, any recommendations on how to grow this channel or grow the podcast or any ideas? I'm going to try to get as many guests as I can, similar to Harsh. Uh, but if there's any like solo episodes, if there's just like a specific topic you guys want me to cover, let me know. Kind of new to this, getting used to being on the mic solo. I'll be honest, I got a little worried and choppy there at the beginning of the intro. So if that changes a little bit over time, just because I'm gonna play around with that and see which intro you guys like best. Well, that's pretty much it. Uh, on the last one, harsh. I always used to say it costs nothing to be kind. This one, I'm gonna just tell you guys, keep fighting, man. Uh, Due to the bromhidrosis stuff and the surgeries, my amateur boxing career was cut really short. I didn't even get to compete. As soon as I got close to competing, there's always been issues because of the surgeries and whatnot. And we're all fighting a fight in this life, and the best thing we can do is support each other and help pull each other up in any way that we can. Uh, you know, Individuality's cool, and there's a lot you can do as an individual. But if we stand together, we could really make a statement. And if we help each other out, and we may not have to agree on every stance, but as long as we hear each other out and we stay solid on certain fronts in terms of gaining awareness, um, maybe talking about this stuff will help people to have a change of heart in terms of how they treat people on a day-to-day basis. Dude, you never know the impact any of us could make. So I think that'll be kind of like the motivational thing, guys. Just keep on swinging this week and keep on swinging in life. Keep on fighting the good fight. Do what you got to do. Be faithful. Pray to God. Do what you gotta do to get through things. Love you guys. Till next time, take care.